What is going on, everybody? It is Frank the Tank, and welcome to Friday League week number 10. Holy smokes, we have made it to 10 weeks. I tell you, time is just flying by, isn't it? I mean, these 10 weeks have not felt like 10 weeks, but it's been 10 weeks. It honestly felt like it's only been 10 days, but it's been 10 weeks. And there's not really a whole lot to update you on. Nothing special happened in the lead up to this week. Just another typical average week, I guess. So I guess right now what I am going to do is just get right to the point and show you exactly what I packed for this week of league. So first things first, I went with 3 balls and a spare again. Anyway, now that you guys know all that, I guess now it's time to tell you what I packed. So here it is. From the bottom, I have the High Road Max and the Marble Pearl further up. I'll explain right now why I decided on those two. And then, of course, the Dark Code, because you guys know how I do with that thing. Everybody in this league will never leave the confines of that. Will never go beyond the confines of the middle arrow. They'll all be on the right part of the lane. The only guy that I know of that can play every part of the lane is my man Gary Gardner. He's actually on 3 and 4 right next to us. You might see him there throwing a shot or something. He is fantastic. I can't wait to go against him so you guys can see how he does. But here I go right now. Actually, I'm going to start off with the Marble Pearl. And actually, let's see, how do I open? Great form, great shot. That Marble Pearl is fantastic. I was standing on board 20 for that. So, and I have it drilled with an 85 by 4 1/4 by 50 layout, and the High Road Max I have with 100 by 4 1/2 by 30, so that it, I guess, makes the reaction, it tones down its ball reaction, because that ball is very violent in its reaction. It really likes to dig, and to tone it down, I had that layout put on it, and it's been working quite well. So yeah, the Marble Pearl and the High Road Max, I decided to bring those two because on the Monday of this same week, I decided to bring them to practice because I never actually had the chance to be able to use these bowling balls, and I wanted to see, are these things good enough for me to use? Will I like them, or is the ball reaction easy for my eyes to process? And I found I took these 2 bowling balls along with the Rubicon and a couple others that I can't remember, and after that practice session, the Marble Pearl and the High Road Max were fantastic. I scored some solid 200 plus games with those, and I thought, you know what, I think I might take these to league, so I decided to do that. Actually, there goes Gary right now. You can't really see him all that well, but anyway, yeah, that's why I decided on those 2, and then of course the Dark Code, you guys know how I do with that. And during the practice session, I tried out the High Road Max first, and it wasn't really giving me the look that I needed. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. I can't really explain what was going on, but it was just not giving me what I wanted. It wasn't working out. And then I tried the Marble Pearl, and everything was clicking. That's all I'm going to say. So I decided I was going to open with the Marble Pearl to start off. So that is what we are doing here. So on the right lane, we stood on board 20, and it all worked out, and that's what I was going to do here. And I will admit that I spent so much time trying to figure out what to do with the High Road Max on these lanes that I didn't really get the chance in the practice session to try this Marble Pearl, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do what I did in my practice session on Monday and stand on board 20, and as you can see, it didn't really work out in the second frame already with the 7-10. That's kind of unfortunate, and at this point, my mind was like kind of in shambles a little bit, because I thought, that was a good shot. It was a good pocket hit. How did that happen? I'm thinking it was just robbery, just very unlucky carry, I guess. But there I go. The good thing for me is it didn't really get to my mind too much, because obviously it's only the second frame. We're only just getting this thing started. Okay, so here we go back on the right lane, third frame after that horrible 7-10. So unlucky. Stuck with the same game plan, good form. God, that ball is so good. That Marble Pearl, I tell you. Fantastic look. It's very lengthy. Again, I put 85 4 1/4 by 50 on it, and it's just so good. I mean, nice and easy getting around the corner, very lengthy, and as you could see, it definitely has very strong amount of continuation behind it. Alright, back on this left lane. I stuck with the same game plan. I wasn't about to change it because of that 710, and I ended up striking, so I knew it was just unlucky what happened there. Honestly, I don't really know. Like, do you guys know what happens? Why did that 710 come about? Why do you think it happened? Because to me, it was just a mystery. I think it was just unlucky, but I'm sure there was a reason for it. I mean, I have heard through the grapevine that if you get a 710 after hitting the pocket, like with a solid pocket hit, it's probably because you hit the pocket too clean, but I don't know if I want to believe that. But anyway, here we go back on the right lane. No changes at all. Man, that ball. Do you see that continuation? I mean, let's go back at it. You can see it's like it's picking up speed after it changes direction. Look at that. Alright, with that 710 definitely way behind me. Continue doing what I do. Great form. And unfortunately that happened. I think that happened because I lined the ball up to the pocket a little too early because I got the ball to the right just a pinch too early. Alright, so here I go with my first 10 pin of the night. And I whiffed on it. Oh, brother, that deflates things a little bit. It's as if the 710 split wasn't bad enough. Alright, back on the right lane. Nice. Light hit, but I got away with it. So I think that the theme here for this first game was unlucky pin carry because I wasn't the only one also. There was so many times that me, along with a lot of our opponents, of course, people on my team, there were so many times where we got some good hits, and not all the pins would fall down. All right, back on the good lane. At least it's what I consider to be the good lane because I haven't missed, and I continue striking on this right lane. Alright, back on my left lane, which is my trouble lane. At least that's what I would consider it to be. Since I 10 pin here and I 7-10 here. And then that happens. You see what I mean by being unlucky? Not all of them fall. Okay, yeah, I admit, I didn't really have it in me to pick up my spare ball for that. Alright, so right here, I decided because of what's going on in this left lane, I made a ball change. I tried the High Road Max, just to see what would happen. And it overhooked and went through the nose, and left me a split. So I thought, okay, forget the High Road Max, we're going to go back to the Marble Pearl and just try to adjust. Okay, so going into this second game, I was thinking a couple of things here. Number one, that ball changed with the High Road Max in the 10th frame. I thought maybe I can eliminate this suckish pin carry that I was getting in the left lane by switching to this High Road Max, something that hits harder. And after that unlucky split, I thought, okay, no way. We're going back to the Marble Pearl and we're just going to try to make some changes. Number two, remember what happened last week? I kept that in mind. Like, okay, I made the dumb decision to make a ball change, and it ended up costing me what could have been a high series. I should have stuck with my original game plan because it was working. There was nothing wrong with it. And I thought, okay, maybe a ball change isn't necessary on this left lane. Maybe I just need to adjust a little bit with this Marble Pearl. So I made the decision, okay, we're not going to pick up the High Road Max. We're not going to make that change. We're just going to stick with the Marble Pearl, and we're going to try to figure out what we need to do for this second game. So here I go on the left lane to begin, and I stood on 20 still because I was still making it to the pocket pretty good. I noticed that. You see, like, even in my reaction, I'm like, whoa, that went high. That went a little high. That 4. I saw that 4. So I thought, okay, I need to move to the left now. See that? Stood on board 20 and it went through the nose. So already we're going to be having to make some changes. Okay, if you guys will have to pardon me here, I had to backtrack on this video a little bit because I forgot to mention something. This guy right here, I believe his name is Donnie Manzo, I don't know. He deserves an honorable mention for this video, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So he starts off his second game by leaving a 10 pin, cleans it up, no problem. And I forgot to mention, for his first game, he started off pretty slow. I think he got like a 175. But, again, my reason for this honorable mention is because, well, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to let you see it. In the meantime, there I am, cleaning up a 3-6-10 after, what was that? Let's see, strike on the left lane after going high, and I guess we're starting off pretty steadily here. Alright, so here I go back on the left. Alright, so I made the move here. I moved a little more left. I think I made the move to 22.5, and I got a light hit. So I realized, okay, that's too much to the left. I'm going to move a little more. I'm going to move like maybe, I can't remember exactly how much of a move I made, but I went back to the right. Like I think like a board and a half, I can't remember, but I left the 7, picked it up, no problem, but I knew now, okay, that gave me an idea of what was probably going to happen on the right lane. Okay, so here we are back on the right lane, and I made the move to 21. I was on board 20, I made the move to 21, tried it out, and it struck. So then it occurred to me, okay, let's try that on the left lane, and this has got to work. Meanwhile, here we have Don on the left lane. Very, very nice. I believe he was using a high road. I don't know. I do know that he packed a dark code and a high road, and I don't think he had any, and of course a spare ball, so he packed pretty light for this night too. Alright, now we look at Don here. Good old Donnie on the right. And now he's got 2 in a row. In the meantime, we go back on my left lane, board 21 after doing exactly what I did on the right, and I had it. And I'm thinking, okay, good, we got it. We got our game plan for game 2. Board 21, and we're going to stay there. All right, back on the left lane. Here goes Donnie for 3 in a row. Really good hit. All right, back on the right lane. Marvel Pearl on board 21. Kind of a little weird on the form. Very light hit, but I got away with it. And you know, that's the thing I love about this Marvel Pearl. This is one thing I forgot to mention about it. Is, and I don't know if the layout plays a factor. Obviously, the house shot definitely plays a factor into this. But the amount of miss room that I get with this ball is incredible. I mean, you guys saw right there, that light hit was an example of it. Also... if I miss left to target, it has pretty good hold. If I mess up and it does go through the nose, or if I don't strike, I don't pay too big of a price. If I miss to the right of it, it doesn't like overhook too much. It has a pretty good amount of hold too. I mean, it's just a really good ball. The amount of miss room that I get with it, it makes it so easy to score high with this ball. So yeah, that Marble Pearl definitely has a good amount of recovery. It definitely has a good amount of hold. I mean, so much miss room. I love it. Meanwhile, Donnie, looked like he got that kind of a little right of his target, but hey, he has 4 in a row now. Kind of stood up on that a little, but it didn't matter because I got my strike. Meanwhile, take a look on lane 4 right here. Here goes Gary. Take a look at that sweet ball roll. Really good speed, really good roll. He just goes flush. It's incredible. The man is accurate. He's good. I tell you, I can't wait to go against his team. His team is like full of nothing but good bowlers. Here we go. Donnie for 5 in a row. Loft a little bit. Light hit, but he got it. So he's got 5 in a row. He's doing really, really good for himself. And need I mention, Donnie is actually only averaging in the 190s. I think he only has a 198 average. So this is pretty good. It's looking pretty good for him right now. Meanwhile, here I go on the right lane. Put a little juice on that one. And I got my good hit. Another strike. Alright, here goes Donnie again on the right lane. Again, lofting it. A little more right. But he got it. Meanwhile, here I go on the left lane, hoping that I can match Donnie's strike for a strike. But I lose the ball at the bottom of the swing. I felt the ball slip off of my fingers. You can see me checking there too, like, dang it, what happened there? I felt it. I felt it and I lost it, and because of that, now I'm forced to deal with this. So yeah, I only managed to take out 1 pin, and I ended up losing quite a bit of count there. Here goes Donnie on the left. Will he continue? Looks good. I'm telling you, he's just repeating it shot for shot. It's fantastic. His consistency looks like it's off the charts. He's doing really, really good. Meanwhile, here I go in the 10th. Light hit, but I got it. Here we go again. 10th frame. Second shot. My God. This kid. It's unbelievable. And how about Gary with another shot? Check out lane 4. Look at that. Whew. My gosh. Meanwhile, here I go trying to strike out in the 10th frame. Good shot. Good form. Good strike. Can Donnie get the 290? Can he strike out? Light hit, but he got it. 290. Unbelievable. So yeah, he told me right after that he was shaky. He was trembling. He literally was like, like, it was so funny, but yeah, you could tell that this kid, everything was going his way. Like, this is a prime example of, like, sometimes like things just go your way. When it's your day, it's your day, and it was clearly his night. Meanwhile, here I went. I didn't even care about that shot, but I still somehow managed to strike out, so I managed a solid 229. But, I mean, the real highlight here is that 290 that he just got. Fantastic way to go for your, to go from a 175 and then just to go for a 290. I tell you, bowling is just full of surprises. And might I also mention, Donnie has never had a 300 to his name either. I'm not sure that he's ever had a practice 300, and I don't know what his highest game is. I never asked him at all, like, have you ever gotten 290 before? I believe it's possible that this might be his highest game to date. I know for a fact, I did ask him at the end of the night about this 290, and he told me, yeah, that's officially my highest league score now. But he's never had a league 300 it's what he told me. He's never had a league 300. As for practice 300, I don't know, but clearly it was just his night. Meanwhile, here we go for game 3. Continuing with the Marble Pearl, standing on board 21. I am not changing my game plan, and here goes Donnie on the left lane. I think he's continuing to use that high road. Actually, no, that's the dark code. So he leaves his 10 pin to start. So at this point, I am thinking to myself, is he going to suffer the high score curse? What is the high score curse? Well, basically, that's when... so he cleans that up. Nice. He didn't let it get to him. I'm sure a lot of you have gone through this. I know I have. It's when you've just, like, bowled one of the best games you could have ever bowled. And, like... Or, like, say if you bowled a perfect game, and then the next game you just completely... Because, you're just drained. You feel like mentally you're drained, like you put all your sweat and tears into that last game that you bowled really, really good, and then the next game, you just completely lose your look, you lose the consistency, you lose it all, and you just bowl a really bad game in the next one. I was thinking, was he going to go through that in this third game? And clearly, as you could see by that 10 pin that he left and cleaned up, it didn't look like it was getting to him. At least, I mean, I know it's only the first game. It's a little early to call, but we're going to find out. So here I go on the left lane. Still sticking to my game plan. Kind of a little late into the swing. A little slow. And as a result, the ball angled too much into the pocket. I left my 9-pin. Easy, simple pickup of the 9-pin. And how about Donnie on the right? Can he continue doing what he was doing? Of course he can. So now here I go on the right lane, hoping that I strike. Unfortunately, I don't because I got it to the right a little too early, and as a result, I leave the 4 and the 7. Meanwhile, here goes Donnie on the left. Going with the 9 spare and a double. Meanwhile, I get the 4-7 to spare. Really horrible form. I don't know what happened to me there. Alright, so here I go on the left lane. Pretty good. All 10 back. There goes Don on the right. Using that dart coach still. And he just keeps doing his thing. Now he switches to the left. A little more to the right. And as you can see, he got light hit, but man, things are just going his way. So while he does that, I'm trying to do the same thing, and that is all 10 back. Alright, on the right lane we got Donnie. And he loses his strike streak. So after going 9 spare and a ham bone, I think he leaves the 3-6-10. I can't tell. I don't know if I can see. Oh no, I think that is a 3-6-10. But man, what a run! Meanwhile, I got a lucky strike there. I know you couldn't really see it because it got in the way, but it looked like my ball wanted to quit there. And he cleans up his 3-6-10 to continue staying clean. Alright, here I go on the right lane now. Up to the right too early. Ball goes high, leave the 4. And here I go cleaning up the 4. And I was honestly just done. You could see, look at me, I just turn around on it and I'm like, dude, to heck with this. Alright, can Donnie recover after that 3-6-10 on the right? Little right of target, but he gets that ball to hit into the pocket and he recovers. Alright, left lane. Holding it and striking on it. Probably my best shot of the night, considering how I held it at the line there. Unbelievable, this kid. My God, how does he do that? All right, not bad at all. And you know what? I'm actually very curious to know how how Donnie's numbers are going to change after this week. So for the next week of league, I'll definitely, when I get the paper, I'll definitely be giving you guys an update on Donnie's numbers. Because I believe, I'm not sure, but I do believe that he is a 198 average at the time of this week of league. So without a doubt, he's definitely going over 200 after this. I would be very surprised if he didn't. But for sure, on the paper, his name is definitely going to be, because you know how at the bottom of the paper they put who got the highest score of that week and who got the highest series. Surely he's going to take the cake for this one. Okay, folks, we have made it to the end, and for once, I made it through the night with just one ball. With the exception of that ball change in the 10th frame of the first game with the High Road Max, but I made it through the night with just that Marvel Pearl, and I didn't even have to move that much. So I leave the 6-10 while Donnie strikes. It's just unbelievable. So yeah. At least now we know. I can make it through the night with just one ball and not having to move. Yeah, unfortunately, I blew the chance to raise my average +1 because of that chop. You'll see. We'll do the math a little bit in just a little bit, but you'll see. I was literally just a few pins away from raising my average +1, but because of that chop, that is not happening. So I blew that. My God. I don't know what to say about you, Donnie, other than you are a freaking legend. If only there was an MVP award for the night, because you definitely got it. Or Best Player Award. Best Player of the Night, because you definitely earned it, my friend. Wow. So that brings him to 257. If he can strike out, you guys already know, 267. Can he do it? Oh, no, he cannot. But it doesn't matter because he makes off with a 266. Can you believe that, folks? That is unbelievable. He got 290 in the second game and then 266 in the next one. So that means with that 175, he finishes with the 721 series. That is insanity. He did the one thing that I've been trying to do since week 1, and he already got it. So, you know what? Round of applause, folks, for Donnie. That was a fantastic performance. I mean, for being a 198 average, I mean, everything just went his way. He I don't know, everything just clicked for him, and he had a fantastic night. And he actually admitted to me after this that he wishes that he could have figured it out in that first game when he got 175. He thinks that he might have been throwing it a little bit too quickly. He doesn't really know. Yeah, he wishes that he could have figured it out, because had he figured it out, that 721 might have been way higher. Who knows? It might have been an 800, but he definitely wasn't complaining about it. He was obviously happy with it. So now that he knows he can do that, he says it definitely motivated him, and he's gonna definitely try much harder to push for some bigger achievements, like a 300 game or something like that. So, yeah, that was really cool to see. So anyway, now that that is over with and done, I guess we can go ahead and look at the stats for this week. Okay, here we are. So the summary for this week. Game 1, I managed to get a 210. Game 2, I went up higher with the 229, pretty good. And then Game 3 should have been higher, but thanks to that chop on the 610 in the 10th, I could only get off with the 214. So, yeah, I needed, as you could see there, to raise my average +1, I needed 659, and I missed it by a couple pins thanks to that 610 chop. I only managed 653, which is up from last week's series total, 649, so beating that by a couple pins, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. That brings my pin total up to 6,444 after 30 games played. So, yeah, last week's average, it was 214.48, so not very much of a change. The only change, obviously, is that 0.48 going up to zero point 0.8. But again, here we go through another week with the 214 average. And my highest game continues to be 268, followed by my highest series, which I got twice, 697. So, yeah, that's a little depressing, I guess. That really sucks. That I was only a couple pins away from raising my average back to 215, but I blew it, and that really sucks. But I wasn't really too mad about what happened, because I was just, like, really happy for Donnie and his amazing performance. I mean, that was just amazing to see, considering the fact that he's only averaging in the 190s, but he definitely must be averaging in the 200s now because of that. Like I said, though, I'll definitely give you guys his numbers so that we can see how his average improved from this week to the next one, because I definitely want to see what the changes are. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, and nothing really much else to say other than at least now I know for sure that I can make it through the night with just one bowling ball. Again, with the exception of that ball change in the 10th frame of the first game, testing out the High Road Max. Apart from that, I was glad to see that I could actually do that. I could pull off a very solid 600 series using one ball and not having to make too many moves. I literally stood on board 20 for game one, and then for game two and three, I just made that one board move to 21, and I stayed there. So at least now I know. At least now I know that I can do that, and yeah, I guess now we move on to next week and see what happens. So I'm Frank the Tank. I hope you guys enjoyed that week 10, especially that amazing performance from Donnie. Shout out to him for that. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. I'm Frank the Tank. We'll see you on week 11.